How's it going, Twitch? My name is Skull, and on behalf of East Asia Soft... I bumped my microphone, sorry about that. Welcome to today's stream. Today I'm playing a game called Tiny Biomes. Restore life in the troubled lands in tile-based brain teaser style. Wow, that's a mouthful, isn't it? I'm playing this because it is coming out later this week, so consider this an early look at the game. As such, as always, I'm going into this completely blind. I don't know what kind of game this is. I don't know what to expect. Everything you see is my genuine reaction. There's a giant smudge on my glasses. So good news, I'm a lot better today. I still am feeling the residuals of the flu, but I'm very, very much better. So this should be a much more energetic stream. Should be a lot less distracted by my wandering thoughts. Although my wandering thoughts are still a issue. Oh well. Oh, that's quiet. Yeah, I could bump this up. How about I just bump that all the way up? We'll see if the actual game itself is any louder. Double Misley made this. Okay. I've seen that name quite a bit in these games that we've published. Art by Torchies and music by Game Maker Music Tracks Bundle. Big fan of them, too. Alright, let's see what kind of game awaits us. Forest biome, volcano biome, winter biome. Can we do these in any order? We can! And it looks like there's 50 levels per biome. What's that, 150 levels total? And you could get up to 3 stars per level. Wow, okay. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, I might turn this down just a little bit. I don't know if it's actually loud or if it just sounds loud to me because I'm still a little ill, but okay. I like this. This is cool. This reminds me of these old puzzle games that I played, like, you know, get from one end to the other by putting down these connecting tracks, like a train. It reminds me of that. Games that I played way back when in my youth. It's a little too quiet now. Let's put it halfway between those. So I think the goal, the easiest way to get a good score is to locate the beginning and the end. The beginning is always glowing blue and the end has this empty hole. And work from the beginning to the end. Like that. And you work with what you've got. And I assume you get 3 stars if you just get a perfect score. For these earlier stages, very easy, but I'm sure for later ones it'll be a lot more difficult. I actually want to redo this one real quick, so I want to try something here. All I'm doing so far is I'm just pressing the X button, the equivalent of A or whatever. I'm just pressing the X button on the PlayStation, the default button, and it rotates. Looks like it rotates counterclockwise. If I were to press another button, does it rotate another way? It does! Well, you have to really mess up to not get a perfect score. Okay. And triangle is quick reset. Good to know. Don't accidentally press triangle. Oh, that's interesting. So the foliage is randomized as to what the color is. So I'm just resetting this level over and over and over, and you can see the tree turns a different color. So it's kind of the opposite direction. So if I want to turn it counterclockwise, I have to do that. And clockwise, I do that. It's sort of the opposite direction of what you would expect. Does square do anything? No. So it's triangle for counterclockwise and then circle for clockwise. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of have to think through that if I want to do this perfectly. You're going to see me twist my head a bit as I play, as I try and figure out, okay, wait, which direction is this? Down and counter. There we go. We'll just be lurking today. That's perfectly okay, Dim. Lurk away. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling much better. I still have a little bit of like a heavy-headedness. My head does feel a bit heavier, and I'm still a little slow in forming thoughts and words, but for the most part, I'm better. My fever has been gone for over 24 hours now, which means, tomorrow I'll be safe to go out back into the world if I want to, like, go to a McDonald's or something. So that's nice. My invisible drink is back for all the good it does on this particular game. Oh no, it is cool. You can see the clouds behind me. Yay. But yes, I am doing much better. I think what I'll do is work on these straight pieces first, because it doesn't matter if you go left or right, they're identical. This one I have to hit twice no matter what. This one clockwise. This one clockwise, and this one counterclockwise. If you want to be sick again, go to McDonald's. I'm not saying I will go to McDonald's. But I do want to go to my comic shop because there's a new Spider-Gwen comic that's releasing that I want. And I do have stuff that I do on Wednesday nights where I meet up and eat with a group of people. So since I haven't had a fever in over a day, that means that I'm no longer contagious. So I'm comfortable going. Although I'll probably still distance myself to the far end of the table. Okay, counterclockwise. This is just twice no matter what. This one is twice no matter what. This is fun. I like this. Okay, clockwise, counterclockwise. Ooh, this is interesting. Now it needs to hit 2 holes. So I want this to go counterclockwise and clockwise. Pathfinder 1. Trophy earned. Wow. Looks like quite a few people played this game already, even though it doesn't release till later this week, and they've at least 2 people have gotten a platinum trophy. Nice. Looks like you get the plat just for beating the game. You get a trophy every 10 levels. And there's 150 levels total. So 15 trophies plus the plat. So I'm not saying this is going to be a nice, fast, easy trophy, but this is a very relaxing game, a very simple, what's the word? Cozy game. And I expect that I'll probably have to keep playing this on Friday, so I'll try and draw this out a little bit. Let's see. What else is going on? Well, Artemis 2 had its wet dress rehearsal yesterday. Unfortunately, they need to have another one, which means that they're not going to launch this month. So the next opportunity to launch is March 6th. So about a month and 3 days from now. I've got a good feeling about that, though. Yay. It's just really fun to follow that and see how the progress is going. Okay, I want this to go counterclockwise. counterclockwise. This one's twice no matter what. And this is clockwise? Yes. I have to think. First, I have to say, does it go clockwise or counterclockwise? And then I have to think, okay, which button is that, X or circle? Although I think so far these levels have been programmed in a way that you can do either way, just 1 the correct way or 3 times the other way and still get it right. And I've gotten 3 stars on everything so far. And then there's a lot of these where it doesn't matter. Like if it's the straight ones, you do it either way and it goes correct. This one you have to think about though. And then there's stuff like this where no matter which direction you go, you need to do it twice anyway, so. Well, let me think this over real quick. Hold on, let me think about this. Okay, I need to move this counterclockwise. Straighten that. And this counterclockwise. And this needs to turn around so it doesn't matter which direction. There we go. I love cozy games. Counterclockwise, clockwise. This one's twice no matter what. This one's twice no matter what. And there. I've got to find these music packs sometime. How much do they cost and how much music is included with them? Because this is some nice stuff. It could come in handy if I ever make a game of my own one day. I'm not saying I will. I've got a lot of long-term projects, and most of them are probably never going to be finished. Many of them are probably never even going to be started. But it would be cool one day to make a video game. Of course, what comes to mind is a visual novel because it's one of my favorite genres. I'm a good storyteller. I love telling stories. I feel like I'm good at telling stories. So a visual novel just feels like it makes sense. I'd have to make it happen, though. Clockwise, yeah. Ooh. Okay, I see what I need to do here. Clockwise. Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Clockwise. Straight and twice. I don't know. I'm just really good at looking at these and getting the big picture. Maybe I've got hyper imagery going on right now. Just maybe my brain is just processing on an astronomical level right now because I'm still getting over being sick. Or maybe it's just sort of, maybe it's something else. Counter. I feel like with that one, there was actually more than one solution. Let me try that more than one solution, actually. If I did that... yeah. Yeah, with this, there's more than one solution, for sure. Interesting. Oh, let's see. What else has been going on? Well, this past weekend, I posted my movie collection on my YouTube channel, and that video's actually done better than my game room tour. I'm a little surprised at that. I'm very surprised that I'm known for gaming, and yet people are more interested in seeing what my movie collection looks like right now. That was wrong. Wrong way. No, I had that. Shoot. Circle this way, there, twice. That's because they don't expect that. Well, I guess that's true. I was also very happy to see so many people who, they appreciated when I stopped to talk about specific films, because I had quite a few comments actually say that they appreciated that. A lot of them were like, "Oh, I love that film too." But there were one or two who were like, well, the fact that you actually take the time to mention a film means that you actually love the films. You're not just a hoarder. You actually like collecting the films. You like watching the films that you collect. How do I do this? Okay, hold up. Okay, this is my first one that actually threw me for a loop. I think I could get through it just fine, though. All right. Still got my 3 stars. Got 3 stars on every single one, right? Yep. This weekend, I'm planning on posting a video showcasing my 4K movie collection specifically. Got 150 of those. And it's probably going to be a fairly long video. I haven't recorded it yet, but I plan on actually talking about most of them. I love collecting movies, guys. It's fun. I have a bit more enjoyment collecting movies nowadays. As opposed to video games. 1, movies are usually cheaper. 2, they're a lot faster to get through. I mean, with a video game, even a game like this, you're committing an hour or 2 of your life. In that exact same time, you could watch a pretty good movie. Even the longest movies you got to commit to are only 3 or 4 hours long. Even if you commit yourself to the entirety of the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended edition, that's 12. You know, these days a good game is considered taking 20 to 40 hours of your time. You're disappointed not having 4K of those. I don't know if there have been 4,000 titles actually released on 4K yet. I think the last that I checked, it was only 2,500. And yes, I do have HD DVDs, Hollywood Hawk. I actually showed off my little collection of them in my movie tour video. I'll probably go over them in detail in their own dedicated video sometime later this year. My goal for 2026 for my main Skull channel, separate from Eastasia Soft, my actual personal channel, is to... I gotta think this over real quick. Make sure I'm doing this correctly. Okay. Is to show off my collections. I've been collecting things for 10, 15 years. And it occurred to me, I've never actually made videos showing off most of them. Yeah. And I want to, so that's what I'm doing this year, is I'm showing off all of my different collections in different videos. So yeah, I do have a nice little collection of HD DVDs. I love HD DVDs, except for the fact that a lot of them have disc rot. So many of them have disc rot. Warner Brothers discs are most prone to failure, unfortunately. It's not even that it's because they cheapened out on making them or anything. It's just for whatever reason, the manufacturing plant that they used just doesn't work right, and those discs just don't work anymore. But then you get discs from Universal, and they work great. Like, I've watched the entirety of Transformers on HD DVD. It's just as good quality as Blu-ray, and it cost me less than $1. But my HD collection of Planet Earth can't even get to the title screen. Disc rot is so bad. DM you the link. Can I do that? How about I do this? I could send you a whisper over Twitch. Does that work? No. I need to verify my phone number, and I'm not doing that on this account. I can't send whispers until I verify my phone number. Are you kidding? That's annoying. Here's something I can do, though, and nobody can stop me. I could just post the link here in the chat because it's my chat while I'm here. I guess I can't say I blame them. It's an extra measure of security, but this isn't my account. This is my boss's account, and I don't think that they would appreciate me clockwise. I don't think they'd appreciate me linking my own phone number. Plus, that feels like it's some sort of security risk. I don't use Twitter or TikTok either, so that creates all kinds of other problems. In any case, just putting it right here seems to work just fine. I'm sure no one's going to care. Anyway, that's my video. That's also my personal YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe if you're interested in seeing all the other stuff. What else have I got coming out this year? I've already posted my game room tour and my movie tour, an overview of both. I'm going to be going into the nitty-gritty throughout this year. So again, my next video will be my 4K movies. I also have videos planned for my Disney animation 4Ks, my Pixar 4Ks, or just my Pixar movie collection in general. I'm going to be going over my Disney clamshells, my HD DVDs, my laser discs, my Pokemon home video collection. Back to video games. I'm going to be showing off my Wii U collection. I'm only missing 12 games. By the time I make the video, I hope to be down to 10 or less. Can't wait for my Boxer collection. What makes you think that I own a pit bull? Anyway, I want to go over my Switch collection. I haven't shown that off in like 5 years. It's grown a little bit, even though I've sold stuff. I used to have 400 games. I still have like 250. I want to go over... I've just got a ton of stuff. So 2026 is the year when I show it all off on my YouTube channel at long last. Not talking about the dog. Also, pit bull and boxers are different species. Well, no, they're both dogs, which are same species, but they are different breeds. I'm sorry I have to twist my head every time to try and remember, okay, is it left or right? It's counterclockwise. Okay, what's the point of this? Those are just... Oh, no, they're not junk. Okay. Okay, this is clockwise, clockwise, and counterclockwise. That's what the point of that is, okay? And counter and clockwise. There we go. And we're halfway done through the first biome. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be making this year is videos showing off my collection. I'm not telling you to subscribe. I'm just saying, if you do, you're going to see all those videos without me having to mention them on this channel during these live streams every time. Clockwise, yes. Counter. Okay. Also, again, I've got to be kind of careful because I think that I'm going to want to play this again on Friday. but I'm already halfway through the first biome, and we're half an hour in. No, I'm right about on schedule, actually, to spread this out over 2 streams. Clockwise, yes. Well, let me put this one in place first, so... Counter. And counter. And... Counter. Okay, there we go. I don't know why I had to think about that. That's good, Dim. That's good. Good quote. There's something on my screen. Okay, that was weird. What in the world? Is that on my screen or is it part of the game? I hope that's the game. I'm not seeing it in my capture, am I? I am. Okay. The very, very tiny lights in the background that look like stars. Okay. Yeah, okay, they are in the game. They're just... I freaked myself out there for no reason, sorry. I mean, I could make a video showing off my Vita collection as well. It's just, it would be a short video. I do have Vita games. I love the Vita. I just don't have many games for it. I just haven't had an opportunity to pick many up over the years. Dim's Vita collection's amazing. Like, if anyone should be commended for their Vita collection in this chat, it's him. Mine is just whatever I happen to pick up over the years. I'd like to say I have like 12 Vita games. That's it. Maybe not even that. Or maybe I have 20. It's a very small collection. This way. I'd like to see... Oh, this is going to be that no matter what. Okay. Counter and counter. Okay. Counter, circle, there. You just got in another Vita game yesterday. Wow, nice. Which one? I plan on making it grow. It's just not a priority. A promo version of a Vita game. Wow. That sounds interesting. Circle? Yes. Counter. I'm going to have to keep tilting my head one way or the other. And it probably is driving someone watching the VOD mad because I'm going it the opposite way of what it looks like in the game. I'm like, okay, for example, this one. Well, this one's twice no matter what, so it doesn't matter. Ah, shoot. So this one's like, if I want to do it counterclockwise, I tilt my head like this, but then I have to move the piece like this. So, probably make you guys kind of crazy. A near complete North American set, and then you listen to people, you thought you were close, kept complaining, having too many games, you ended up selling like 95% of your games. Hate to see that. I'm sorry, Hollywood Hawk. Hi, Hoya Berta, welcome to the stream. Ha! No way that's what it's called, Tim. That's hilarious. As an adult, I think most people have just come to understand I collect things that I enjoy, and as long as I don't overspend, I'm free to do whatever I want. My collection has grown and shrunk. It's fluctuated a lot as I've gained interest in one thing, lost interest in another. I guess I'm kind of lucky that way in that most of the people in my life, you know, my family, my wife, my friends, they just sort of accept that this is who I am, that these are the things that I like, and you know, it's interesting how I keep collecting things and I would love nothing more than to share it with people. You know, I have 100 copies of Zootopia, okay? I have 102. And I pre-ordered the Steelbook yesterday for Zootopia 2. It's sold out, by the way, so I'm glad that I did. I'm probably going to get at least a dozen copies of that by the end of its first month of release, just between me getting the new stuff that comes out and people donating copies to me. I like collecting different editions, but also, you know, if I had friends who wanted to watch it, I want to lend them a copy, be like, hey, take one. I've got so many to share. But no one ever does. Everyone just either comes to my house to watch it or they have Disney Plus. It's the same with my video games. I have so many video games. I have just this last week I got an EverDrive for my Super Nintendo. Now I can play any game I want on my Super Nintendo. Even FX games, even the unreleased Star Fox 2, I can now play on a real Super Nintendo. And I wish so much that I could just lend it to friends or play games with friends, but no one is interested. They just don't share that kind of interest with me. So most of my life, I've collected things just so that if someone wants something, I can lend it to them. But that day has yet to come. That's not the main reason I've collected. It's been one of the reasons. And, you know, it's one of the big reasons for, like, physical games. You can lend it to a friend. When's the last time anyone lended a game to a friend? I don't know if I've ever lended a game to my friend as long as I've been alive, unfortunately. Especially not these days. The main benefit of physical games is you do own it and you could resell it later and get some of your cash back. I mean, there's plenty of other reasons, but the whole lend it to a friend thing, I wish that was a reason. I wish so much it was a reason, but to me, has yet to happen. Just how it works out sometimes. That's going to be twice no matter what. Counter. And there. And there. Twice. Yes. 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 Twice. That's twice. That's twice. And that's twice. There. Just double checking now to make sure I've gotten 3 stars on every single stage. Yes. Nice. You have to really screw up to not get 3 stars. Here, this one I'll go ahead and show you. Look at the top there. You see, every time I move a tile, it takes a move. For this stage, in order to not get 3 stars, you need to make 26 moves. 29 moves to only get 1, and 32 moves to not get any. So let's see how many moves it actually takes to do this. Oh man, did anyone see how many moves that actually took? Because it disappeared before I could... It disappeared before I could actually see. You guys weren't paying attention. Okay. Well, anyway... You gotta really mess up to not get 3 stars is my point. There. This one, for example, I can do in... ...14 moves. So you need to take twice as long to get a single star less. Yeah, I think that I am not in any danger whatsoever of getting anything less than 3 stars for at least most of these. I'm sure for some of the later stages it might get a little more difficult. Guess we'll see. Excuse me. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, well, hang on. Hang on. I don't think that's right. No, that's right. Okay. It looks like that. A lot of 2s today. There. I got the buttons turned around somehow. Yeah, that was actually really close to only getting 2 stars, but we did it. Unless it's a different number of moves for every stage. But the 2 stages that I've tested it on so far, you get down to 2 stars at 26 moves. So, until I see otherwise, I'm going to assume that that's just the standard. That way. That way. Yeah, and yeah. Okay, that's taken care of. Yeah. This is still right. I've got it. Just bear with me. Yes. And... yeah. My taste in movies is awful. Well, actually, you just said my taste is terrible, not my taste in movies. I'll have you know, I am a big movie lover. You guys ever seen Metropolis? It's 100 years old now. Timeless film, though. And it's kind of a miracle it even exists at all. I keep having to tilt my head to try and figure out which direction is. I'm sorry if that drives people nuts. I really am sorry, but this is the only way that I could do this right now. Maybe it's because I'm still sick, or maybe this is how I do it on a normal day. It's not easy to go back across the map, though. I guess that's one minor nitpick. It'd be nice if I could scroll past the foliage instead of have to go around it, but the game is perfectly playable even with that. Alright, what am I working with? What am I working with here? Holy cow. Okay. Okay. Let's start with what I can do. I can move that in place there. And there. Turn that around. So then I rotate this that way, wrong way. Okay. Okay. Maybe that was easy, and I overcomplicated things, but doesn't matter. We got through it. There we go. At this rate, you can't play this Friday anymore. Oh, I don't know about that, Tim. There's 150 levels, and I only finished level 39. So, that means I'd have to only finish level 75 today to be the halfway point. That's 30 levels from now. I'm averaging about a minute a level, so that's about right. Yeah, I expected that as well, but they were very, very kind to create many, many more than 50 levels for this game. Now, I need to also make it clear there is absolutely nothing wrong with short games. But I also appreciate every once in a while actually having a longer game to play, Yeah. That was the wrong way. There we go. Just double checking, making sure I've gotten 3 stars across the board. Yeah, see, we're in the forest biome right now. And then there's a volcano biome, and finally the winter biome to finish it all off. There are 3 biomes with 50 levels each. Nice. There was something that just flew past my mind that I wanted to talk about, and now I can't remember what it was. It popped in my mind for a split second and then left, and now I can't remember it. Ah, that's annoying. Hi, Andrea. This music is actually pretty nice. I know it's just some, you buy this pack, you get this music, you can use it however you want, licensed stuff, but this is some nice music, I gotta say. Oh yeah, I think what I was gonna say is that, is it on the PlayStation that I was playing it? Yeah, Heroes Battle Awakening. I think that is the game that I've settled on that I'll be playing on Sundays after I'm done with Twin Blades of the Three Kingdoms, because, man, that's a fun game. I just love the idea of sitting down every Sunday for a few weeks and playing old Flash games. Now, obviously, that's not a Flash game, but it sure feels like one. It just harkens back to the olden days of, like, ArmorGames.com and stuff like that, so I think that's what I'll be playing next. All right, I wanna... Yep, okay. Yes. I also assume that the other two biomes are not going to be... Well, I shouldn't assume anything, actually. It's possible that because you could do the other two biomes, you could do any of the biomes in any order. So it's possible, because of that, the other two biomes are the exact same difficulty, so they start easy, they get a little harder. But it's also possible that you're supposed to do them in order, so after we're done with the first biome, the second biome would be like, instead of level 51, it would, like, instead of level 1, it'd be level 51. Did I ever play Swords and Sandals? I probably did. That sounds familiar. I'm sure if I saw the gameplay, I'd remember it. I just can't say for sure right now because still getting over the flu and my limited brain power is busy focusing on this game, but I probably did. It sounds familiar. Dude, I miss the old internet when people just made things for fun. It was so nice. I really miss that. That was the wrong way. I tilted my head and everything, and I still got it wrong. Gotta make sure I remember, intentionally remember the buttons, which direction they go. Okay. A lot of double hits today. Okay, I need this to go that way. Okay, we're up past 26 moves for this, and we're still at 3 stars, so I guess it does vary per stage how many moves you have to use before it reduces your stars. Although, to be fair, with this stage, I don't see how I could do it with less than what I've done already. Unless there's an RNG factor to the placement, to the orientation of the pieces in the first place. I don't expect that there are. I expect that it's the same every single time. I will reset over and over, though. Yeah, I'm resetting over and over this stage, and the scenery changes, the rocks, the foliage, like, that stuff changes, the placement, the colors. But the pieces themselves are all starting out in the exact same orientation every single time, so... So yeah, there's no RNG involved, except for cosmetic purposes, pretty much. I just dropped the cap to my invisible drink. Got it. Okay. I pretty much consider the golden age of the internet to die the day that Facebook came out. Pretty much every bad thing that's happened on the internet, you could trace back to Facebook. Okay, no, this is right. This is right. I need to turn this that way. And this that way. There we go. Blame Canada, blame Canada. Quick before someone thinks of blaming us. Ooh, this is interesting. No, it's not. I see what I need to do here. Make sure I get this correct. There. I mean, I guess it was still interesting, even though I saw a solution. There we go. I have to keep reminding myself what exactly the button is to go in a particular direction, as I keep forgetting. Okay, just a couple of stages left for this first biome, and then we'll move on. This is a very good game. That looks good. I'll leave that alone for now. I assume it'll come in handy later. Okay, now we've just got junk tiles. No, we don't. Okay, wait a minute. What do I do here? If I do that. That's what I do. I don't know why I didn't see that. Okay, I want to do that and that. Okay. I way overthought that. Okay, we do turn this one around, by the way. Yeah, just like that. Let's go. I overthought that. I should have just started pressing buttons. I don't know. There's like no penalty. Okay. Got that side figured out. This way. This way. That way. And now I'm not thinking enough. Yes. Yes. There we go. All right. This is level 50. This is the final level of the first biome. Oh. It is very dark outside because it's been overcast all day. Also, my internet was going out a lot this morning. I guess I forgot to mention that during the stream, that the internet might go out for some reason at some point. I don't know. But it hasn't, and I haven't had any issues for a couple hours, so maybe it's all fixed. I'm not sure why it was. Just, I went downstairs to get myself some breakfast, and the router was blinking red. I unplugged it, plugged it back in. It worked for all of 2 minutes, and then the internet went out again. And then it came back 5 minutes later, and I called my ISP, said, "Hey, what's up?" And they said, "We'll work on it." And that's the last I know. So yeah, okay, let's just start from here and work our way one at a time. Do I want to... Yeah, I want to turn this completely around. have to keep reminding myself which direction I'm turning it. Yes. Yes. Okay. A lot of these are just twice no matter what. Except for some of them. I accidentally hit the button way too fast. It was just saying, like, level 50 done anyway. Just double check, make sure I've got 3 stars on every single stage. Love to see it. That's the forest biome completely done. That's a third of the game, and that's our 5th trophy? 5th trophy. 5th trophy. Let's go. Nice. All right. Well, let's go to the volcano biome. Let's just do 25 levels and call it a day, so we've got half the game to look forward to later. Okay, it is the same as the forest biome, where it starts out easy and then just gets a little harder as it goes. So it's not like level 51. It's like just 50 more instances of levels 1 through 50. Well, I guess technically speaking, it's just 2 more instances of levels 1 through 50. Gotta make sure I'm mathematically correct here. Also, it's a small thing. This game is perfectly playable with only one hand, even just with one finger. Huge for accessibility. Really appreciate that. Maybe accessibility wasn't what they had in mind when they made this game, but it's always something that I notice and I try and appreciate whenever I can, because people who are disabled or have problems playing games in general, giving them options to still enjoy games the way that everyone else can, I think that that deserves attention. Turn you that way, you twice, you that way, you twice, you twice. There we go. I gotta slow down. I'm going way too fast. Okay. What else is there to talk about? So, let's see. Yesterday was Groundhog Day. The groundhog saw his shadow, which means another 6 weeks of winter. That being said, the groundhog is only right, I think, somewhere between 50 and 60% of the time. Essentially a little better than a coin flip. Now, that being said, the officiates at Paxitani have made it clear, no, the groundhog is actually correct every single time. What sometimes gets wrong is their translation from groundhogese into English. Sometimes they misinterpret him. So if they get it wrong, it's on them, not the groundhog. The groundhog makes no mistakes. That being said, I've said that being said like 4 times in a row. It is cold, and I have a hard time imagining that spring is coming anytime in the next 6 weeks anyway, so I think the groundhog got this one right. I think we could give this one to the groundhog just fine, folks. A lot of 2 times on this one. So for this level in particular, if I were to... How many moves would it take before I started losing stars? It took 23 moves before you start losing stars. And again, there are a lot where you have to do it twice, but still, even with that, it only took 12 to actually finish it. So you have to do worse than twice as bad in order to not beat the stage. With anything less than 3 stars. I've gotten 3 stars on every single stage so far. Dude, slow down. Slow down. I'm up to level 7 already. I shouldn't be going this fast. Well, I guess we could talk about your last shiny Dim Lord. He got a shiny Llama God. That is the technical term. Let me try and play a level with my nose. Just for my own amusement. You gotta admit, this is definitely a way to play this game. Can you believe Guinness hands out world records for stuff like this? Well, I don't see them giving me one. Fastest guy to play tiny biomes with just his nose. I don't see my Guinness World Record yet. Is this a twice? Yeah, it's a twice. And this is a twice too, isn't it? Yep. My left hand is starting to hurt from holding the controller like that. Hang on. Counter. Okay. Twice. Counter. And there. Okay, I'm going to try this one holding the controller upside down. See, already it's difficult. Is this a junk piece? No, it can't be. Yeah. Dude, all these levels are just hitting tiles twice. Okay, I say that. Now we got an actual thing we gotta do. I'll try and do this level only able to move tiles one way. Wasn't all that hard. Okay. I think I preferred the forest biome ones. Somehow those felt a little more difficult. All right. You guys remember that goldfish that played a video game? I need to look this up because this is goldfish played video game. It beat Elden Ring. It beat Elden Ring. Tortellini, a goldfish, beat Elden Ring. Was it the same goldfish that spent so much money in the eShop? Nope, different goldfish. Man, goldfish are amazing gamers. Who knew? I should get one of them to be a guest here on the stream. Have them play a game like this sometime. I do not have a goldfish, but for the purposes of this, I would be willing to like borrow one if they're such amazing god gamers. They're okay, I need to look this up. Goldfish played video games. There was a goldfish that beat the boss of Elden Ring, including the DLC. There were two goldfish that went head to head playing Street Fighter. A goldfish played entirely through Pokemon. Oh, that's amazing. Hi, Sir Khaled. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. And yes, there was a goldfish who bought a lot of eShop funds, and I mean a lot. Okay, this next level, I am going to intentionally get a single star just to see what happens. See if we get a different victory sound effect. My guess is no. I'm just curious to see what happens. Just need to learn more about the game, yo. So I'll leave this one alone. We're down to 2. Now we're down to 1. And we got a single star. And that's what happens. You kind of have to go out of your way to get 1 star. It is so... I wonder if, like, getting 1 star is actually a bit harder than getting 3 for a lot of these. I might try that. Yeah. For the rest of the stream, I'll just try and get 1 star on these. That will actually make things kind of interesting. Okay, we're all set up. Just need to flick that when all said and done, so... That's hilarious. It actually is almost harder to get 1 star, or it's harder to get less than 3 stars than 1 star. I get that, like, if you're a kid, if you're probably the target audience for this would be, like, if you're under 10. I know, like, especially if you're younger, you might just button mash, not really knowing how this works. So I get that for that kind of audience, it actually would be pretty difficult to get 3 stars, but for me, let's just say I haven't had any trouble yet. Okay, well, hang on, actually. No, that's right. All I need to do is twist this to the right, and we're good to go. So... there we go. That's so silly. In order to get 1 star, essentially you have to beat the level without finishing it, and then kill time, and then kill moves until you get down to 1 star, and then finish it. So you actually do have to kind of think it through. You don't have the visual guide to actually help you through it all. Did any of you guys see that new film, Iron Lung? I haven't. I don't do horror very well, but I've heard that it's doing really good. Okay, turn that to the right. Haven't watched a movie that came out in the last 5 years. What was the last film you watched then? Okay, so I need to twist this to the left, and we'll win this one. There we go. Rambo 5. Wasn't that just called Rambo? Or John Rambo, something like that. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these volcano biome puzzles are just hit this twice, hit this twice. I think I like the forest biome more if the puzzles felt a bit more hands-on. Okay, I need to twist this that way. No, that was 4. This one was called Rambo Last Blood. Oh. Shows you how much I've been keeping up with Rambo films. I do know that the first Rambo film was just called First Blood, and then the second film was called Rambo First Blood Part 2, and then the third film was finally just called Rambo 3. I do know that. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these are just, hit it twice. Okay, hit this once to get it ready, and then I just need to hit it one more time. There we go. Well, I never actually said the word connoisseur. I don't even think that's a real word. You can't prove to me that France is a real place. I shouldn't say that. I love you guys. I love the French. I visited France in 2023. I'm just saying it wouldn't hurt to have a language where the letters actually made sounds. Without them, we wouldn't have French fries. Pretty sure French fries were not from France, though. Baguettes and croissants are, though. Actually, pretty sure that French fries are from New York. That's all. That was... I didn't... That was a good... That was a great payoff, Dim. I didn't see that setup. That was good. That was clever. Have to more or less actually figure this one out, actually. Twist to the left. Okay, we got it. So yeah, same as the forest biome, where you... French fries aren't from New York. Well, where are French fries from? But yeah, so the longer you go, the harder they get, but still not too difficult. Twice for you. Especially since a lot of these are just, oh, hit it twice. 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 I'm not even making this up. Hit it twice, hit it twice. That's the solution for the vast majority of these. Well, considering we both just agreed that France isn't a real place, it must have been from Belgium. Okay. Twist there. Twice. Twice. Of course. Was it up for... Was it even a question? That's level 25 complete. Successfully, the last 10 level, well, I guess 11 levels have, I've successfully managed to get 1 star on them. Well, I guess I'd better go back and get 3 stars on them to round out the stream, huh? Only seems fair. Okay, well, that's what I get for trying to go fast. I actually didn't mean to only get 2 stars there. There, that's more like it. Again, that's what I get for trying to go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster, 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 faster. 4 Kids, your dubbing may have been dubious, but you had some epic theme songs. I knew I was doing it the wrong way. Oh well. Oh, that music was weird. Yes. Yes, yes. There we go. I still have to think which direction is which button, but... now that I'm not trying to go for... oh, a single star, I could just sort of... go for it, you know? So many of these are just hit it twice. That's fine. Yeah, it gave me an excuse to try something different, and thanks to that, I was able to pad out the stream enough to absolutely leave enough time for a second stream on Friday of this game. Which I'm okay with, because this is a nice game. Very nice game. Oh, I just realized this is a small detail, but I really appreciate it. Look, when you highlight a tile, it actually gets bigger so you could see it a little better. I didn't notice that until now. Well, I mean, clearly I did, but I didn't recognize that until now. That's cool. That's a great little feature. I'm glad that they included that. Okay. It's those little quality of life improvements that can really make or break a game. Like, one of those things that most people would probably never even notice. So it's a thankless thing. Something that I think is worth shouting out, though. Like, UI is such a thing that every game has, but no one ever notices if it's done well. I guess a better way of putting it is no one notices until something goes wrong and it doesn't look right. A lot of the best parts of making a game, if you do it well enough, no one's ever going to know. No one's ever going to know that it even was a thing in the first place. There we go. Okay. Just because I've done these levels once doesn't mean I actually know what I'm doing. I do remember that one, just hit everything twice. Okay, here we go, level 25. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I might get only 2 stars this attempt. Hang on. No, I got my 3. I'll take it. Okay. Cut that one a little close, but there we go. We are halfway done with Tiny Biomes. So, there are 2 ways that you could find out what the last 75 levels look like. The first is that you could come back on Friday when I'll be streaming this game again, or the second is to buy the game yourself. It releases this week. This is a fun little cozy game. So, I hope that you guys consider getting it. Just a nice little game. There's nothing wrong with simple. In fact, a lot of times on this channel, simple games are among my favorites. So, well, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. That'll bring this stream to an end. That was Tiny Biomes, and I'll be back on Friday when I'll be continuing it and wrapping up the levels I didn't play. Hope to see you all then. Thank you to Dimlord, Hoyaberto, Andrea, Sir Khaled, Hollywood Hawk for being here. Shout out to the lurkers, and shout out to everyone watching on YouTube afterwards. No bot today. Better luck next time, scrub. On behalf of East Asia Soft, I have been Skull. Have yourselves a great day and a great week, and I will see you all next time. More Tiny Biomes on Friday. Bye-bye.